Advanced Financial Modeling, Topic 6, Forwards and Futures, Learning Objective number 5. We're going to understand the choice of forward or a futures contract. Should you use a forward or a futures contract to hedge your position? So let's do a little reminder. A forward contract is generally just a contract to buy or sell an asset in the future. Some forward contracts are futures, meaning they're forward contracts that are traded on an exchange. So futures are exchange-traded forward contracts. So when we talk about a futures contract, it is just a forward. So if you can think of a Venn diagram, if this is all forwards, some subset of forwards are futures, and those are the forwards that are traded on an exchange. So when we talk about the features of a futures contract, the terms of a futures contract, they're standardized. Each contract specifies the quantity, the quality of the asset, the delivery date, the delivery location, the procedures for payment. Everything is determined. So for example, it may be for 1,000 pounds of coffee of this quality delivered to this city on this date. And there's no negotiations. You cannot tailorize or tailor the contracts for quality, quantity, or timing. However, the main advantage, the only thing you can choose on a futures contract is, do you buy or sell? Are you a buyer or seller? And how many contracts? So do you want to go long or short? 1, 2, 3, 5, 100 contracts. An advantage of the futures contracts is what we call they create liquidity, meaning that once you enter into a contract to buy a particular asset, if it's a forward contract, you're pretty much stuck with it. However, it's a futures contract. If you want long today, meaning you enter into a contract to buy December soybeans, and you change your mind, you just go back the next day to that December contract and you sell it. So now you have a contract to buy at a particular price for December, and you just enter into a contract to sell at a particular price, and the difference in those prices would be your profit, but you're out of the position. So that's how you can, we call them unwinding the futures contract. And that liquidity can be valuable. What if you you find out your business doesn't need some particular asset or cannot sell a particular asset? The other distinguishing feature of a futures contract is there's a clearinghouse. There's this organization that matches the buy and sell orders, and the exchange or the clearinghouse is the counterparty. In other words, if a cocoa or coffee farmer and Starbucks enter into a contract to exchange a forward contract to exchange coffee beans, Starbucks has a contract with the farmer has a contract with Starbucks. But if both of them go to the Chicago Mercantile Exchange or the New York Mercantile Exchange, both of those counterparties have a contract with the clearinghouse or with the exchange. So they no longer are worried about, say, the farmer going bankrupt in the case of Starbucks. However, these futures contracts require an initial margin. It's kind of like a security deposit, which they'll get a little bit of interest on. And if the price goes away from them and it looks like one of the counterparties is going to pay a lot of money, there might be additional monies that need to be deposited. Again, this is not a cost to the contract. It's more of a security deposit. We call it the initial margin, and additional margin or dollars may need to be deposited if the contract starts looking like it's going to have to pay, or the counterparty is going to have to pay. The clearinghouse and the exchange guarantee delivery and payments. So we generally say there's no credit risk to these contracts. No modern clearinghouse has failed. As opposed to, say, Starbucks having a contract with a farmer, you'd be worried that the farmer might go bankrupt or the crop may go bad. So when we think about choosing forward contracts or futures contract, I want to specify there's 3 ways of thinking about these contracts. You could have a physical forward. So this is the example of Starbucks having a contract with a farmer. You can have an exchange-traded futures contract where the farmer and Starbucks have a contract with the New York Mercantile Exchange or the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. But there's something in the middle called over-the-counter forwards. And that's a case where, say, a financial institution, say a Wall Street firm, would create the forward contract, and that becomes the counterparty. So there's something in the middle. So you have physical forwards, where just contracts where you go directly to the farmer in this case. You have exchange traded, but you have something in the middle where you can have a bank negotiating the terms or bringing the parties together. So what is your choice between physicals, we just call them physicals, OTC forwards or just forwards, and futures or exchange traded futures? Well, forwards, there's no liquidity. If the farmer can't deliver or you can't change your mind, you have no liquidity getting out of the contract. But however, there's high flexibility. You can negotiate a particular date, a particular quantity, a different quality. It could be delivered to your location, but it's extremely high credit risk. That farmer fails, you don't get delivery of your coffee beans or whatever you're buying. On the other extreme, exchange traded futures offer high liquidity. You could go long to buy 1 million pounds for December delivery, change your mind, just go short to sell 1 million pounds for December delivery. However, there's low flexibility. You can't say, I want this particular type of coffee. I want this particular grade of jet fuel. But we generally say there's no credit risk. Exchange, in modern period, exchanges have never failed. And then you have somewhere in the middle where you have an over-the-counter forward. That's a negotiated forward with some bank or other intermediary. You can have flexibility. You can try to negotiate terms. However, there is lower liquidity. The bank may offer some terms if you change your mind, and it's low credit risk, but say, probably not no credit risk. So a lot of the market winds up, I'd say most of the market from my experience winds up in this OTC forward market, and then the lesser amount being futures and direct physicals with say farmers or whoever's producing the asset. So that is the idea of the choice of forward or a futures contract.